This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 56. The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eye shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter, and toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet, and toward her children which she shall bear. For she shall eat them for the want of all things secretly in the siege and straitness, wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee in the gate. And if thou wilt not observe to do all the words of this law that are written in this book, thou mayest fear this glorious and fearful name, Yahweh thy power. Shalom, shalom. Before I begin this lesson, I want to give all praise, honor, and the glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, bishop, and elders, a great millstone, and peace and blessings be multiplied on all you brethren, teaching this word in all sincerity and in truth, to the hopeful elect, and the rest of the men, women, and children the Lord will have mercy on in these last days. Shalom. It's the brother Dama Agabar here with another lesson, Lord willing to edify through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. All right. And I started with, some of these curses that are upon our people. And mainly, this is going to be a video dealing with the women. All right. Because, I came across an article which totally shows you that, these curses are still upon our people. And, a lot of the women of our nation, mainly the so-called black woman, the Negro, Big Shirley, as Elder Apostle Rakah likes to call them, their eyes are totally evil toward their husbands, toward their sons and their daughters, man. Now, I'm just speaking about our people. I don't give a damn what the other nations do, what the heathens do. This is mainly about you women of the tribes, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and especially the so-called black woman. Since you being the head tribe, the tribe of Judah, you being the head tribe, a lot of this wickedness, is more heavily upon you than it is the Northern Kingdom tribes. But they do their fair share of wickedness. But the so-called Judite woman, man, hey, she's at the top. She's at the head of the class of wickedness, and a lot of our women, this curse falls upon them heavily. Their eyes are evil toward the husbands of their bosom. A lot of these women out here, the black woman, she has a lot of hatred and a lot of spite and a lot of, just pure, unadulterated hatred for the so-called black man. They can be in a relationship, she'll put him on child support. She'll do everything in her power if he's not going the way that she wants to, or if she feels disrespected, or if she's not, getting what she wants out of the relationship, she'll do everything in her power to utterly to destroy the man. He could be, working hard every day, keeping the bills paid, keeping the light on. Don't I keep the heat on, like Prince's father from Purple Rain, and if it's not meeting the criteria or the standard that she feels it needs to be, she'll talk shit about him. She'll dog him out. She'll call him a bum. She'll call him a loser. And at some point she'll even, try to kill the man, or don't let him, they break up and he finds something better, or he gets him, he's done with her bullshit and he, wants to separate or go his own way when she ain't ready or she don't want him to. And especially if he finds him something better, a better woman, a more quieter woman, a woman who's going to literally, be there for him and take better care of him than she did. And he's willing to just check out and bounce. The amount of evil and wickedness and lowness that she'll stoop just to get her lick back is just off the chain, man. All right. These black women, they're throwing their babies in the oven. They're killing their, articles are coming out where they're killing their children because they don't want to live in poverty, and it's just a very, very, very horrible case, man. But these curses are on the so-called black woman's asses and all the tribes, the men too. Men are catching all type of hell, but mainly you women, man, because a lot of you are haughty. You're proud. You've accepted the feminism and the freedom from the serpent to be out here just doing whatever, saying whatever, with no accountability to your actions, to where now you're the most undesirable and least married woman on the planet Earth. And that's 100% fact. Nobody wants to deal with you so-called black women. Now, I'm not saying that this applies to all of you, but, to the majority of you, it fits. All right. And these curses are just totally destroying you to where now you're just the most unattractive, most undesirable woman on the earth. No matter, even if you are so called pretty, if you are a looker, if you do got a good body, it's just your attitude and your vibration and your spirit is just it's just unattractive, man. And nobody wants to deal with it. Nobody wants to be around it. And that's why you're the most loneliest, undateable, and most likely to die alone, man. you know and it's hey, it's all part of biblical prophecy, man. And I'm saying all this because I was reading this article, man, and look at this. It says black judge arrested for shooting ex-boyfriend in the head while he slept. And look at this. Who is it? The so-called black woman. All right, typical black woman. And this is supposed to be a so-called highly educated black woman because it says that she's a judge. So obviously she must have went to college, probably got a PhD, went to school, probably making a lot more money than, the men, her counterparts, a lot of other black men. And she's probably entitled, she's proud as all hell. And you know what, even with all that she supposedly got going on, the dude, her ex-boyfriend, he didn't want to be with her no more. And in the article, it tells you that she was in the midst of having a divorce from her ex-husband, who she shot that nigga too. So you can see the curses, man. As it said, her eye will be evil toward the husband of her bosom, to the point to where she shot her ex-husband, which they were in the midst of getting a divorce, and then she shot her ex-boyfriend in the head while he slept. And then the cold part about it is she literally tried to convince him that he shot him own self in the head, man. So if you ain't telling me that these curses ain't on these so-called, on our people, man, hey, then y'all don't know what the hell to tell you. And this is why, hey, the black woman is the least dateable, the most unattractive, and she's just a goddamn head case. All right. Like I said, I'm not saying that all black women, but hey, if you feel offended and you feel a certain way about this, then maybe it applies to you too. You see? But look at this shit, man. This is just absolutely crazy. And this is why we need Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai to come back so that we can be delivered and saved out of all of this bullshit. And this is why we tell you that as of right now, a lot of the women of the tribes, they're enemies to the men of the Lord, because they're not willing to repent and humble themselves greatly in the sight of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai and get in their rightful order. As long as they're here in America, as long as they're, riding this feminist wave, as long as they're riding this liberty to just be unaccountable and to be boss bitches and bad hoes and whatever else they want to be, man, you better off just staying away from them, because they're not in, their natural feminist mind frame. And then I was watching video earlier when I was on the plantation with, I forgot the guy's name, but you had, what's her name? Tasha K. Williams, what's that one broad name on the Joe Budden podcast? She's a video vixen. All these basically older 40-year-old so-called successful women, basically, trying to give advice as to why the black man don't want to date them anymore. And everything that they were saying was all bullshit. It was all the men's fault. And none of them was holding themselves accountable for the fact that it's your shitty attitude, your boss babe mentality, and your lack to be, to bring peace and to be quiet and just, let a man just be a man. They all was worried about, they was more worried about you providing a particular high flying, high profile lifestyle for them, rather than you, they rather you just take care of them, and, and they didn't want to submit under the man. Basically it was like, you just got to take care of me and spend your money on me. I don't care if you're, responsible, if you have morals, if you have values, it's just all about the type of lifestyle that you can provide for me. It was everything about her, but she was not willing to accept the fact that your attitude and your aggressiveness, your masculinity, and everything about you was the fucking problem. You see? And as long as that's happening here in this world, and you so-called black women have that mentality, you're going to constantly be in the state of loneliness and on the bottom. And you can scream all that, I don't need a man, I don't need this, I don't need that. Yeah, it sounds all good until you looking like them broads in your upper 40s, so-called successful, but you can't even keep a goddamn man, because you run them all off with your bullshit. But anyways, let me read some of this article, man. It says magisterial, I have a hard time saying that word. District Judge Sonia M. McKnight, suspended, faces up to 40 years in prison on attempted murder charges. Bail set at $300,000. It says, after man woke with massive head pain and blind in one eye, McKnight proceeded to tell him he shot himself. And this shows you how demonic and how evil these women are. And that's why Deuteronomy, that 28th chapter, it speaks volumes. Her eye shall be evil towards the husband of her bosom. In which, if you want to get technical, this guy that she shot in her head technically wasn't even her husband. She was still in the midst of getting a divorce from her old husband. Was she shot in the goddamn groin? See? So it's just, everything's just completely out of order, man. And these N-dubs, man, hey, anyways, it says a black judge in Pennsylvania was arrested last week after she allegedly shot her ex-boyfriend in the head while he was asleep, then attempted to claim he himself fired the gunshot that caused him to go blind. And it shows you the lack of accountability of these women. And she's a goddamn liar, and she's sneaky, and she's demonic. Here it is. You shot this man in the head, and you're going to tell him, well, you shot yourself. What you do? Look at nigga, really, come on, man. You can't tell me this ain't the look of a pure demon, man. Look at her. She can't even look in the camera. A pure demon. Shot a man in the head and then tried to convince him. That's what these women will do. They will not be accountable for their actions. They'll do, she'll cheat on you. Well, you made me cheat. You ain't around. Well, you told me I needed to make more money. Well, I didn't tell you to be gone all day, to be working 7 days a week. I just told you to, just no accountability whatsoever. And they're quick to always put the blame on somebody else instead of looking in the mirror and accepting the fact that, you're the one who fucked up. And that's why, you younger brothers and even you older brothers, man, hey, stay away from the so-called black woman, mainly the so-called nigga woman, and stay away from these women in general, because a lot of them are mentally disturbed, man. They're not playing with a full deck. They got a lot of demons. They got a lot of men's DNA and sperm, swirling inside of them, and they're unstable creatures, man. They're literally got, hundreds and hundreds of different men's DNA inside of them, causing them to be totally unstable and psychotic and just totally lost in the, man, just crazy, bad shit crazy. It says, according to court records, magisterial district judge Sonia McKnight was charged with first-degree attempted murder and aggravated assault for shooting ex Michael McCoy in his home last Thursday. Reports state McCoy had attempted numerous times, to break off a year-long relationship with McKnight and had asked her to move her belongings out of his home. So here it is. He's been trying to break up with the crazy bride. He should have got a restraining order on her. And that's why you got to really vet these women very strongly, man. And you got to peep the red flags. And I'm pretty sure before she shot this nigga in the head, she showed multiple red flags, And they're always there, Hey, that's why whenever you first meet a woman, just let her talk and let her talk. She's gonna eventually expose herself. She's gonna tell you and show you things that you need to see. Don't get caught up looking at the double D's or the way the booty is jiggling when she's walking out the door. Don't get all caught up and mesmerized with that. Pay attention to what she to what she does more than what she say. And eventually she'll reveal the red signs. You'll pick up on things. You'll catch things, man. But you just got to be, quick on it, man. Don't overlook anything with these damn monsters, because they're capable of anything. And here it is. He said numerous times he wanted to break up with this chick, but what happened? She kept showing up. She didn't want to go anywhere. You better get a restraint. You better pull a fucking what was his name on Friday? Mike Epps' character, Day Day. You better pull a Day Day and get a restraining order on that bitch. Look at her crazy ass. It says, however, when he returned home from a bar last week, he found McKnight in her pajamas, relaxing in his living room. So here it is. He'd been trying to break up with the bitch. He come home from a night of drinking. He coming home from the bar. She in his house chilling in the living room after he been trying to break up with the bride. You see, right then and there, he should have called the police and escorted her off the premises, man. She was comfortable too in her goddamn pajamas. You don't get the hell up out my house. You see, but this shows you just how crazy these women are, man. It says, after McKnight finally agreed to leave, McCoy went to bed around 11 p.m. when he was awoken shortly thereafter, suffering massive head pain. That nigga crazy. She left. He knows she crazy. He's gonna go in there and fall asleep. Shit, I would have stayed up for 3 more hours, man, until I realized, she was literally gone. And it shows you that, hey, don't be, hey, you break up with these women, y'all got a situation to where she got, well, she should, I don't know, man. I wouldn't get no broad, no keys to my place. If you know, she had her own spot, I had my own house. You ain't getting no key to my shit, bitch. You better wait till I get home to come over there. You see, but hey, then again, obviously she walked in, right? So when he got there, he knew she had a key. He should have been like, look, give me my key. You know, you gotta do, you better protect yourself at all times. And I'm pretty sure, she's probably threatened this man before. He knew she had a pistol. He probably, probably gotten all type of altercations with this woman. And he probably could have seen, here it is. It tells you in this article, she shot her ex-husband. So you obviously you know what type of shit she's capable of, and you still, man, let me meet a girl, man. She told me like, yeah, well, I stabbed and I shot my last boyfriend. Hey, that'll be the last date that we will be on. I wouldn't call her back. I'll block her number and I'll do everything in my power to never have any communication with this crazy broad again. But he deserved it though. Yeah, whatever, bitch. I don't give a fuck what you say. I don't give a damn if he went upside you. I don't know, man. A woman tell me, you find out she shot or she stabbed her ex-boyfriend or burned him with an iron, you dealing with a goddamn demon. I mean, goddamn. It says, McKnight then entered the bedroom and tried to gaslight McCoy into believing he shot himself while he slept. Let me get this, man. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 26. And I find more bitter than death, the woman. And this nigga almost met death by the hands of this damn woman. So this shows you that King Solomon is telling you, look, it's better to die than to deal with a woman of this caliber. Because she'll most likely send your ass to the grave. And she tried to send this man to the grave. She was pretty much hoping that nigga was dead. But the Most High didn't allow her to take him out with that gunshot wound to the temple. He lived through it. And she came in there and gaslit this nigga and told him, well, what you do to yourself, baby? You shot yourself in the bitch. Get your crazy ass. It says, and I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart, meaning her mind, is snares and nets. Look, and she went there. You know what? I believe she really went there that night with the intentions of shooting that man. She probably followed him to the bar. She probably saw what he was doing. He probably was in there talking to some women, probably dancing, probably, doing whatever, So she had it already in her mind. It was already premeditated that she was going to pop this dude in the head. Why else would she be in his house comfortable in their pajamas after he tried to break it off for her numerous times? You see? He probably was at the bar with his with another woman with a new boo thing, which is probably younger, probably better looking than her. And hey, shit, you see the extreme she took it to. It says, whose heart or their mind is snares and nets. What is a snare and a net? Traps, man. And all these women try to trap you up in some type of way, whether they're poking holes in the condoms, whether they, trying to convince you of some other bullshit or try to mold you to be what they want you to be. The snares and the links and the traps of these women's minds is it's off the chain, man. All these women are always looking to try to scheme and trap and try to set and try to get you where they want you to be so that they could have the power and they can have the control. Whose heart is snares and nets and her hands as bands. Yeah, try to trap you up. You see? Keep a nigga baby type of shit. Or in this case, hey, this woman, she wanted to send this man back to the spirit world. She had in her mind, nigga, if you ain't gonna be with me, you ain't gonna be with nobody. To the point to where she shot this man in the head and tried to gaslight him into believing that he shot him own self. You can't tell me that ain't a damn snares and nets and hands as bands. It says, whoso pleaseth the Most High shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. You see? And in this case, this man was, probably living a very sinful life. Hey, the Lord had mercy on him, but hey, he got trapped up and snared by this damn demon. Read that again. It says, McKnight then entered the bedroom and tried to gaslight McCoy into believing he shot himself while he slept. He panicked, screaming in pain and confusion, which alerted McKnight to come bolting into the bedroom. Mike, what did you do to yourself? McKnight asked her estranged boyfriend upon entering the room, according to the police. During the 911 call around 1 a.m., McKnight was reportedly unable to explain how McCoy injured himself and stated that she was sleeping and heard him screaming. However, police found a gun registered in McKnight's name at McCoy's home and detected gunshot residue on her hands. You see, so if she would have been able to gaslight this man and lie about it, she would have lied about it and shot this man in the head and would have made it seem as if he shot himself in the head. And then, they would have probably put him in the patent. They would have put him in the crazy home. They would have brought him to the police station and filed a report saying that this man is crazy. He's unstable. He doesn't, we need to, get him diagnosed. Salakia. All right. So, like I said, so this woman could have got away with this shit. If they would have believed her story, this man would have got committed. He would have been in the hospital. He would have been on suicide watch, and she would have just skated off into the sunset thinking that she got away with this heinous act, man. So you got to be very careful, man. But, especially with the women, the nigger woman, man. Hey, she's under these curses, and she got all these demons and these spirits on her, and she ain't searching and seeking after Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Bro, they literally capable of anything. Like I said, you see, brothers did the lessons where a woman put her newborn baby in the microwave. And there's a lot of instances and cases of so-called nigger women and the women of the tribes, killing their children, killing their husbands. Doing all type of, I've seen videos where these crazy ass women be trying to run each other over with the car. The bitches that be at the gas station arguing. The next thing you know, she plowing through the gas station in an SUV, trying to run a broad over and just drive off like nothing happened, man. So these women is batshit crazy. You see? But what does it say? Hey, the sinner will be taken by one of these demons. So, hey, we got to make sure that we in good standings with Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai to be escaped from these type of demonic creatures, man. It says, moreover, McCoy, who miraculously survived being shot in the right temple, insisted to police at the scene he didn't shoot himself, as McKnight claimed. She also claimed she hadn't left the scene, but a neighbor's doorbell camera showed McKnight had in fact left and came back to the home. You see? So after he got home, he probably told her, look, you need to get the hell up out of here. She acted like she left, came back while he was asleep, and shot this man in the head and went and lay back down on the couch pretending like she was asleep. Now, if that ain't crazy, batshit crazy, if that ain't hatred and evil and whatever else you want to put on it, I don't know what the hell to tell you. So brothers got to be careful with these women out here, man. These women ain't right in the head, man. They're demonic. They're filled with demons. They got so many different man's semen and DNA. They're all over the place, man. You see? This bitch is crazy. And the only thing, hey, he got to go and buy his neighbor a bottle of champagne for having that dash cam, that doorbell camera on his door. And I bet you after Jake get out of the hospital, he gonna put a goddamn doorbell camera in his house. You see, show you how crazy this bitch is. She left and came back. So it was premeditated. She knew what she wanted to do. It says McCoy suggested this could mean McKnight had followed and stalked him while he was at the bar. McKnight, who served as an elected judge in Dauphin County since 2016, has now been suspended, and her bail has been set at $300,000 as she faces up to 40 years in prison. Her case has been moved to nearby Cumberland County because of a conflict of interest. The Post also reports she had previously faced a shooting charge in a past relationship. In 2019, McKnight shot her estranged husband, Enoch McKnight, in his groin after asking him to come to her home to help her move furniture. PennLive.com reported. The couple married in 2014 but had filed for divorce 2 years later. However, the divorce was still pending at the time of the shooting, which was ruled to be self-defense as the pair were in the midst of a domestic dispute, which I'm sure she started it. Like I said, and she brought him over there with the intent of probably shooting his dick off. She probably missed and just shot him in the groin, man. So to show you this woman is a demonic demon. Let's play this.
Court documents say Magisterial District Judge Sonia McKnight shot her ex-boyfriend in the head while he slept. He's been left blind in at least one eye, according to authorities. McKnight is accused of attempted murder and aggravated assault. She was unable to post $300,000 bail, according to court records. Police say McKnight's ex-boyfriend had recently broken up with her and wanted her to move out of his Susquehanna Township home. Around 1 a.m. Saturday, police say McKnight's ex-boyfriend awoke with massive head pain and was unable to see. While she allegedly asked him, what did he do to himself? The ex-boyfriend was adamant he did not shoot himself. Police say while calling 911, McKnight could not explain what happened and that she was sleeping and heard him screaming. But investigators came to the conclusion she pulled the trigger.
the location of the wound being one of the big factors here. A gunshot wound to the head pretty clearly gives you a indication of someone's intent. So the charge is appropriate, we believe.
Police said a gun registered by McKnight was used in the shooting, and that a license plate reader and Ring doorbell footage contradicted part of McKnight's account of the evening, leading investigators to say her interview was deceptive. Additionally, an investigating officer wrote in charging documents that McKnight tested positive for gunshot residue on her hand. McKnight was already suspended for unrelated reasons prior to this. A state judicial conduct board had alleged a number of counts of misconduct by McKnight that led to her suspension without pay. Tom.
Yeah, bitch was a damn demon, man. They're all spiraling out of control for this demon, man. All right, this is Ecclesiasticus chapter 25, verse 13. Give me any plague but the plague of the heart or the mind, and any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman. You see? And that's exactly what that damn demon was, man. All right. And I'm going to jump down here. Verse 16. I had rather dwell with a lion and a dragon than to keep house with a wicked woman. And you saw the result of that little time that she was in the house. He was dwelling with her. He wanted her the hell up out of there. And look what happened. He came home from the bar, probably drunk, probably last thing on his mind was walking into the house with her black ass sitting there. And he was in the house with something more deadlier and more fierce than the lion and the dragon. It was a murderous, you know, a big Shirley, man. Well, she didn't look like she was fat, but she was a damn demon. It says the wickedness of a woman changeth her face. And I bet you that's what happened when he came home, was like, yo, you need to get the hell up out of here. When he walked in, she probably was smiling, probably thought she was about to, he was going to be a little drunk. So he'll probably be a little bit more easier to control. She was going to probably, seduce him a little bit, probably, get some of the pipe. But when he probably came in there, probably drunk, he probably was pissed. He probably told her, get the hell up out of here. I need you out of here. I bet you her countenance changed. That darkness came up on her. She walked out there, went and got her pistol and came back and did what she did. It says the wickedness of a woman changeth her face and darkeneth her countenance like sackcloth. Her husband shall sit among his neighbors, and when he heareth it, shall sigh bitterly. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. You see, and what she did in her eyes, it was a very little thing. I guarantee you, if you ask her, she'll say he deserved it. She'll have every excuse to try to justify it. She won't take responsibility. And if she could have, just like when she shot her first husband, she got off because she said she got off for self-defense. She probably claimed that he hit me or whatever, which we know she probably started the shit. She probably instigated it. She probably put her hands on him. And then, he probably did what he had to do. And she probably went and got that pistol and shot the man. But she got off on self-defense. You see? And to her, that was nothing, to the point to where she did the shit again. But this time instead of shooting in the groin, she shot this man in the head. She was trying to kill that man. She wasn't trying to wound him or try to make him realize or see the light. Well, she wanted him to see the light, but her intention was to murder that man. It says all wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. You see? So you got to be careful out here with these women, man. Like I said, they got so many demons on them and so many different men's DNA that they're capable of just about anything, and nothing is off limits. All right. And got to be careful out here, So I just wanted to go into that, man. I saw that shit and I was like, holy shit, this nigga woman is a goddamn demon. And she was a so-called judge. She was so-called highly educated. I'm pretty sure she had a PhD. You see, which shows you that none of that shit mean nothing. All right. These women, a lot of these women are just complete demons and they're wicked. And hey, pray to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai that, you stay within his good graces and that you don't let the portion of a sinner, you let the portion of a demon like this fall upon you, man. And that you choose wisely out here if you are choosing, but just know that, hey, man, a lot of these women are batshit crazy and they ain't right. And they're capable of just about any goddamn thing. So I'm going to close it there. Lord willing, this was edifying. I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai for put the spirit on me to do this lesson. Until the next one, shalom.